Hello students, this is the forces in a jib crane apparatus, and what we are going to find it out, we are obviously again we are going to find out compression and tensile member forces. This is the triangle you can see, and we have to hang the weight over here, and then we will get the values on these gauges. So it is called gauge, keep it in mind. So what I have to do, obviously it is used for compression, so first I have to make it 0. One more thing you can do it, you can change its length. You can move it like this, you can move it like this. For example, I am going to change its length also. So you have to measure its length as well. You have to measure its length from the inch tape or the scale. So you can take them, for example, this is the triangle, so you can take its length, this length, this length. So how can you do that? First of all, you have to make it 0, and then you have to make this one also 0. So how can you do it? It is at 0 line or not? So you will make it 0. It is at 0. So we will get the tensile force over here, and obviously we will get here compression force over here. So we are going to hang the weight here. So how can we hang the weight? We will hang this weight, and what we have to do, for example, I am going to put variable weight, whatever I have, for 2 Newton right now, 3 Newton, and this is 4 Newton, and this one is the 5 Newton. So let me check what is the tensile force and compressive force is coming out over here. So let me see, bring it to here and check it. This is coming out to be it is 800 grams. You can see it is crossing the line. Now you can see it is 800 grams because it is more than 750 grams. So it is coming out to be 800 grams the tensile force. And now here you can see how much kg compressive force is coming over here. That is 0.6 kg. So you have to convert it obviously into Newton. You have to measure its length with the inch tape, or you can take it from the scale. The length of this and the length of this and the length of this. So when you will get these lengths practically, so you have to find out these lengths analytically as well by doing calculations in your manuals. So hopefully you will understand it. Let me tell you how can you measure it. I have taken the value of tensile force from here and compressive force is also here. So I got the member forces from this triangle, and this apparatus is known as the jib crane apparatus to compare the forces in tie and jib determined analytically and graphically using forces in a jib crane apparatus. Thank you so much. Students, this is experiment number 4, and what is this experiment? To measure the forces in jib and tie of a crane apparatus. So here is the apparatus, and you will perform practical on it. You can see there is a triangle is going to be created over here. So how can you do that? You have to measure its length. You can change its length by changing its chain, and you can take this length by measuring a scale or an inch tape. There is an inch tape is given in the lab as well, and you can see here is a gauge, here is also gauge. So this gauge will show you the value of the compression, this gauge will show you the value of the tension, and this is a weight, and you whatever the weight you want to take it, so you will take it over here. So here is the theory, and this is the diagram. This is a free body diagram of the apparatus. You can see over here, here will come tension, there is a compression, and here will be the weight. So this is the triangle ABC. So you can you take the readings length of AC, BC, and AB from the apparatus by measuring through inch tape. So this is Lemmy's theorem. According to this is the free body diagram at point B. What is point B? You have to make free body diagram at point B. So you will get this line, this line, this line. So I'm moving towards down, and you can see this diagram. So what is happening over here? You have to apply sine law and cosine law. And how can you do that? Let me tell you. Let me discuss it over here. So you can see in this what is happening. So let me share my screen. resume sharing. So what you have to do over here, you can see in this diagram by using cosine law, you have already done it. Where have you done this? You have done in the when you are doing parallelogram method. So this is cosine law. This is the triangle we have. You can see over here. If I am taking this is angle is alpha and this one angle is beta. So what does it mean by that? This angle because for example I am taking. Let me take the curve over here. So let me put insert rectangle. So it will be very helpful for you. If I am showing this rectangle and I am going to no fill and outline should be dark. So I'm going to increase it. So this angle is 90 degrees. So what does it mean by that? If I will subtract 90 degree minus beta, so I will get this angle, this one angle. So let me go for the slideshow. So you can see I will get this angle. I am taking pointer over here. So if this angle is beta, so I will get this angle because this is whole 90 degrees. So I will do it what 90 degree minus beta. So this will come and this angle will come out. If I am taking this angle as alpha, so this whole will be 90 degrees. So when I subtract alpha from 90 degrees, so I will get this angle. And here what is happening over, if this is angle, this angle, let me take another pointer color and I am going to take green color here, light blue. So if this is alpha, this one is alpha. So this one should also be alpha. You can see here. If this one is beta, so this one is also beta. And when I am going to take this whole angle, so this will become alpha plus beta. I think it will be more clear to all of you. So let me erase it, whatever I have done over here. So this line is for the compression. We are taking from the jib crane apparatus. This is compression because we are having gauge over there, and this is here. This side BC is equals to tension. So I can write BC is equals to tension T, tensile member, and AB is equals to C, compressive, and this W means AC equals to W. So what I am going to do, I am going to apply cosine law. So when I am going to apply cosine law, so I have to find out AB. So where is AB? AB is this one. So I can write it, this one is compression. This is C. So what I have to do, I have to find out this angle because if I am taking this side AB, so the angle should be opposite of it will be 90 minus beta. So I will put 90 minus beta over here. So, and why I've taken AB square because we were taking FR were not at a square because there was square root over here. So I have applied squaring on both sides. So what happened is only in process side, so it has become square, and square root is cancelled from the square. Now I have to put out this cos 90 minus beta. So I will bring this whole term opposite side and bring this AB here. So it will become minus AB square and 2AB cos B into BC cos 90 minus beta. So ultimately it will become like this because I have to find out this beta. So how can I find out? I will put the value of BC, AC and AB by measuring its length from the inch tape experimentally. So I will put these values here, and when I apply cos inverse over here, then I will add 90 degree, then I will get beta. So hope so it will easier to understand. Now I'm moving toward the another cosine law, and what I am going to do, I have to find out this alpha. For finding out this alpha, I have to take side BC. BC is the side which is tensile. So if I am taking BC, so what it happened here, I was taking AB, so it was compressive. So and here I am taking BC, so opposite angle of BC is 90 minus alpha. So I will take 90 minus alpha over here. So I will find out alpha and beta from here. when I will get alpha and beta from here, so I will find out this angle, whole angle and this whole angle, 90 minus beta. So I will put the value of beta here. So I will get subtract from 90 degree. So I will get this value, and this value when I will get alpha from here. So I will put 90 minus alpha. So, and you can also, there is no need to subtract it when you will apply cos inverse over here. So you will get all the 90 minus alpha. It's up to you. Hopefully it will be, it is more clear to all of you. It's up to however you are going to take this value. So I'm moving towards the next slide. What I am going to do, I have to find out T, W and C. So I already know the W because I was taking the weight in the experiment. I already explained you how can you perform this experiment. So I will put the value of W, alpha, L, beta. So I will get tension theoretically and compression also theoretically. This is the way by applying sine law. Because if I'm taking T upon this, so what does it mean by that? The opposite angle of T is 90 minus alpha, opposite angle of C is 90 minus beta, and W, opposite angle of W is alpha plus beta. If let me rub all this mess, and I am taking different pointer color. It will be, for example, I'm taking purple color. So opposite angle of W is alpha plus beta, opposite angle of tension is 90 minus alpha, opposite angle of C is 90 minus beta. So when I am applying sine law, so T upon sine 90 minus alpha, W upon sine alpha plus beta. So I have to find out T theoretical from here, or you can say analytical. So this is the way you have to do your calculations. So first of all, you are taking the weight. For example, if you are taking weight 5 kg, so you will get your T theoretical or C theoretical. And if you are taking weight, obviously you have to convert this weight in Newton by multiplying with 9.81 meter per second square. And then you have to take different weight. For example, you are taking 10 kg, 15 kg, whatever you are taking experimentally. So you have to put it accordingly in this, and you have to get your T theoretical and C analytical. Yeah, or you can say T theoretical, C theoretical, both are theoretical, both are analytical. It's up to you, whatever you want to take it. So it's over now for the theoretical calculation. You have to do all the calculation, and you have to mention your calculation in the calculation portion because you have pages over there. So what I have to do next is that this is the table, observation table. You have to put all the values. You have to measure the length of AB, BC and AC practically, and you have to write down the angles in degrees, angle B, angle A, angle B, angle C. So if I am moving towards here, so in this diagram, you can see angle A is 90 minus alpha, angle B is alpha plus beta, and angle C is 90 minus beta. So I already told you how can you do your calculations. So you have to put all the values, and you have to write down the weights 5 kg, 10 kg, 15 kg, 20 kg, 25 kg. And then you have to find out C experimentally. You have to see the readings from the gauges here and here. And you have to write down in this column here C experimental and T experimental. C theoretical, T theoretical, what you get it, what I have shown you in the presentation of PowerPoint, that you have to calculate it theoretically by applying sine law and cosine law. Then you have to find out percentage difference in C and percentage difference in T. It is basically the percentage error. So you have to find out, and you have to show all the calculation here. Now what I am going to tell you, you have to plot the graph between weight W on x-axis and forces in jib and tie of a crane on y-axis using Microsoft Excel. And how can you do it? I'm going to tell you. In conclusion, what you have to write down, you have to discuss your graph. What is the, when weight is increasing, so what is happening with the compression and tension? Is it increasing or decreasing? If weight is decreasing, so what is happening with the compression and tension? You have to discuss. In your conclusion, it is to be observed that, it is to be concluded that, it is to be investigated that, it is to be examined that. So you have to write down your conclusion. So don't write any definition of impact of load, forces in a jib crane and tie of a crane. Don't write the procedure over here. You just write down the conclusion. You have to discuss your graph over here. So I'm moving towards the Excel sheet, and how can you do, how can you plot the graph? So let me tell you. So here you can see this is these are the values which I have taken earlier from the experiment, and theoretical values are here. It's up to you. You can change this weight into kg from Newton. You can take Newton weight by, for example, you are taking 5 kg, so you have to convert it in Newton. So for example, you here, how can you plot the graph? This is the compression value of theoretical and experimental. Tension value is theoretical and experimental. So let me put it borders here. So I'm going to select this one and all border. So we, it's up to you. How can you make your presentation? How can you make your work? How good it is? Your presentation skills must count over here. So how can you do that? Let me tell you first. Okay, done. Hopefully it is good in presentation. And now I am moving towards merge and center, or I can go for the ref text. So this one is bold. Now I'm going to draw the graph over here. So you have to go insert option. You have to select this one, scatter with the smooth lines and markers. So what you have to do, select data, and you have to remove all the graph which is already coming over here. You have to make it your own. So first of all, I'm going to write down compression theoretical, and you have to take x values. X values should be the weight, and the y values should be the compression theoretical. You have to select it. Okay, done. It's done. Now add another graph, compression, compression experimental. So you have to select x values. These are the weights, and y values should be experimental over here. Okay, done. Next value you have to add it, tension, you have to write down theoretical. So x value should be weight, and y value would be tension theoretical. I will select it. Okay, done. Then add another. How many graphs you want to add it? You can add it over here. Tension experimental. It's up to you. So experimental, this is, and x values should be weight. Y values should be like this. Okay, done. It's all over. Now you can see the legend over here, and you can see the better comparison over here, and you can see how much close the values are here. So you can see the lines are showing legends over here, showing that whatever the values you are getting, you can make it bold, and however you want to make your graph so well here, so you can show it. So you can write down here that on the axis title, for example, axis titles, I'm not going to take data labels, grid lines. So axis and axis title. So what will be the x-axis value? So it's up to you, whatever the value you want to, it's not you, it's up to you. You can write here weight, and you can write tension and compression. And if you want to make two graphs over here, you can do it. You can separate two graphs like that. For example, one graph for the compression only, like theoretical and experimental value, and the other graph will be for tension, theoretical and experimental value. It's up to you, however you want to show it. It's up. Hopefully it will be clear to all of you. And you should write down what as well. You should write down the unit of the, for example, the unit of weight is, if you are taking kg or if you are taking Newton, you should mention over here. And if you are taking tension and compression in Newton, obviously you are taking in Newton, so you should write it down. I have just explained you how can you construct the graph. It's up to you however you are taking it and how you are presenting your graphs well. So it's up to you. And whatever the for example, if you want to give the title of compression and tension graph, so you can write it down. So there is a comparative analysis graph. You can say comparative analysis of compression and tension, theoretical and experimental values of compression and tension. So you can put the title of the graph. It's up to you. Whatever the title you want to select it, you have to do it. I'm leaving over you. Thank you so much.